So Johnny Somali is going to prison, and everyone like that. Like,
yes. I applaud the decision. Yes.
I haven't seen a single person who thinks this guy is okay, that he's misunderstood. Now, this guy is a menace. He is.
He's an entitled prick, is what he is.
He basically built his streaming career going to other countries and just acting like a complete ass. And breaking the law, threatening people, desecrating, shrines and statues, and it finally caught up to him. And now South Korea is sending him to prison with hard labor.
Good. Good. I'm just gonna say it because he deserves it. Because other countries, they just deported him, even though he was, being a complete ass. They deported him, and then this is why other countries hate Americans, because they think of this guy, even though that's what most of us wouldn't behave that way. And then South Korea, they didn't play.
Yeah, so good on them. We're going to talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we will make a promise to you, South Korea. If we do visit, we're never going to act like this guy.
Oh, hell no. I would love to visit I would love to visit Japan. I would love to visit South Korea, and I would never behave that way.
So this is coming from Deserto, and this is just this is kind of the icing on the shit-flavored cupcake with
FAFO, asshole.
Exactly. Yeah, he deserves this. I know they're trying to get him sent back to the U.S. I'm like, we don't want him. You can't keep him over there.
Well, 6 months of hard labor might do this guy some good. Maybe he'll learn some humility and some respect, because he clearly doesn't have it. And I'm getting really, really tired of a bunch of content creators who they think it's funny just to go around and just physically harm people, go into people's houses, be complete assholes, and then they don't get punished for it. We need to start punishing bad behavior.
Yep.
Korea did. South Korea's like, fuck no.
I blame guys like Jake Paul, Logan Paul for starting this whole trend where it's basically, Jackass Plus, where you do a bunch of shock stuff on camera to get views, and then everybody just kept escalating it, and this is where it ends. Deserto, Johnny Somali found guilty of all charges as South Korea sentences streamer to prison with labor.
Good.
Prison with labor. Somali has been sentenced to prison with labor in South Korea, putting an end to the streamer's legal saga in the country that garnered international media attention. Again, Korea was like the third victim in his rampage. Like he tore through Japan and Israel first, and then he got busted in Korea.
Yeah, but they don't play there, because he was, after he got, was doing shit, people were mad about it. He wouldn't hold himself up at a hotel room, and he would put a video out, come find me, you come get me. And they did. And someone beat the shit out of him. They found him, they got him, and now he's going to jail. Good, because what's going to happen is he's just going to go someplace else and do it until he gets kicked out of there, because he doesn't feel there's consequences. And I guarantee you, in prison over there, usually you're housed with different people, they're not going to, if they find out who this guy is, they're going to kick his ass too.
Absolutely. So in his penultimate court appearance, Somali upset the judge by claiming the law was unfair. Because another Korean streamer, Bong Bong, shared the same deepfake videos he had and wasn't facing consequences. The guy got sentenced to, I guess, 3 years in prison with hard labor. And Somali's mom filed a petition asking for leniency. Does he not have a lawyer? Will no lawyer touch him?
And everybody wanted to say, but here's the thing that got me. I saw this when this happened. And here's the thing that got me. When she filed it, she didn't even do the bare minimum. I know from watching different things, reading different things, that over there, apologies matter significantly, as they should. All right. There was no apology. There was no, she wasn't being apologetic. She was just like demanding that her son be released. And, she wasn't like, I am so sorry. As his mother, let me apologize. Because a lot of times parents will apologize for their kids. As his mother, let me apologize. No, that wasn't what they didn't even try to follow proper, etiquette or anything.
Oh God, this is insane. I'm looking at this article about the mom filing the petition, and they said the American creator was detained after a string of disruptive incidents, including causing a scene inside the 7-Eleven, interfering with public transport, playing North Korean propaganda in South Korea, and other disturbances which upset the country so much that a former Navy SEAL knocked him out.
Yeah, that's the one. He's like, you come find me. He did. And the thing is that what the worst, like he did a lot of these offenses, they all seem minor. The worst one though was what they call the Statue of Peace or whatever. It's about the comfort women. If you don't know what comfort women were, back when, they were fighting with Japan and stuff, they would come in and they would use Korean women as prostitutes, basically. A lot of times these women were tricked into joining, and then a lot of them died. And they were basically abused by the Japanese, and they just relatively recently apologized or acknowledged it, for it, because it was so egregious. So they put these statues up in memorial for these women, because there's a lot of women that survived, but they have so much, scarring and psychological damage, and it's absolutely, barbaric what happened. And then he goes up to these statues and starts behaving like he's behaving. He's like, dancing around, gyrating around him, kissing them, just all kinds of disrespect. Like, they put up a lot of shit, but I think that was a straw that broke the camel's back, because that's something that's, is something that's very important to them, that it happened and that it's been acknowledged. And then they went and he just did that. I can't even wrap my head around the amount of stupidity you'd have to have on top of everything else to go and do something like that.
So I haven't been following this super close. I mean, everybody's aware of it. Legal Mindset's been covering it, but
I've been following it because I think
the guy's an ass. Mm-hmm. But legal content creators also called for Somali to receive a longer sentence, given how egregious it was. He's going to go to a specialized labor prison where his phone will be confiscated and he will receive offender status.
He deserves it.
Yeah. You know what he'll probably do, though, as soon as he gets out? He'll probably make more content and then just, bitch about it or something. I don't know.
They won't do it there.
So this is Judge Park Ji-won of the Seoul Western District Court sentenced Johnny Somali to 6 months. 6 months in prison, 20 days in detention for business obstruction, distributing fabricated video material under the special... Yeah, he should have got more. He also has a 5-year employment ban at institutions related to children, adolescents, and people with disabilities. So... they don't want him anywhere near kids.
Get this. Once this sentence concludes, he's deported. He will be required to register as a sex offender in the United States.
Wow. Okay, so the defendant repeatedly committed these offenses against an unspecified number of victims in order to profit from YouTube. Mm-hmm. The degree to which he disregarded the rule of law is severe, as he broadcasted the situation while committing the crimes.
Yeah, it's like you just admitted to doing it, you dumbass.
Although he appears to have suffered disadvantages such as being banned from leaving the country and being able to return to his home country for an extended period, the court considered the possibility that similar crimes could be triggered again when determining the sentence.
Basically, he could just turn around and do it again.
Yeah. In one final attempt to avoid prison, Somali told the judge, "I have a family back home. I need a chance to change my life as a young person and a second chance to do better."
He had how many chances? He got booted out of other countries for the same bad behavior. He just thought he could just keep doing what he wanted to do, and because he was him, he was gonna get away with it because he hasn't gotten punished so far. So he kept pushing it and pushing it, and he finally found somebody that hit back.
Yes. So Korea hit back hard. Yeah. The judge was unmoved. Yeah. He said,
good.
I've not done any acts to offend anyone since, the proceedings. So I've learned a lesson. Bullshit. You didn't do it because you got busted and you didn't want to make it worse. That's it. So he said, yeah, he had arrests during his trips to Japan and Israel. He headed to South Korea as the next stop in his streaming career. They're talking about, doing a lap dance on the Statue of Peace.
God, such a piece of crap.
Now I have a very small list of some of the bullshit he did. I'm sure, other people have more. So in 2023, he began streaming as a tourist. He went to Thailand, Israel, and Japan. In Japan, he was taunting people with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We'll do it again. We're going to bomb you again. In Fukushima, he went to an Osaka hotel construction site while wearing a mask and shouting Fukushima at the workers. In a restaurant, he was arrested in September for playing extremely loud music in an Osaka restaurant. He blames his phone's manufacturer, claiming it had a Chinese virus. Deportation, convicted of obstruction of business. He's fined 200,000 yen and deported with a permanent ban. So he's banned from Japan. Israel, Western Wall desecration. Streams himself attaching photos of Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein to the Western Wall in Jerusalem. Let's see, sexual harassment.
I'm surprised they didn't. That wasn't enough for FAFO right there.
I know, right? Sexual harassment. Detained in Tel Aviv for allegedly sexually harassing a female police officer on stream. Fake shooting. Claims to have witnessed a mass shooting in a restaurant for content. So Korea, he arrives in Seoul and begins broadcasting loud North Korean music and propaganda on public buses and subways. In October, he does a lap dance on the Statue of Peace, and then he pours baby oil on her.
Oh, I know about the baby oil. Oh my God. I don't blame that guy for finding him and beating the living fuck out of him. He deserves it. I think that people in other countries should have done the same.
Convenience store outburst. After being told he cannot drink alcohol inside, he insults an employee and pours ramen noodles all over a table. A lot world harassment. That'd be their amusement park, right? Allegedly uses text-to-speech to send sexually explicit messages targeting minors from the theme park.
Okay, that's probably why he has to be on lists and not on kids.
Deepfake crimes. Distributes non-consensual deepfake sexually explicit videos of female Korean creators.
Oh, yeah, and over there they don't mess around with like your photo rights or picture rights or whatever. You're not allowed to be posting pictures of people's faces and things if they don't have permission. You don't have permission to do it. It can get you in trouble.
Yeah. Basically, his crime is being one of the worst human beings currently alive. I mean, there's some pretty bad, but this is like, it's not just him doing like one or two things. It's like him breaking the law and doing really terrible things that no normal person would think to do, and then monetizing it, broadcasting it, bragging about it.
Well, he got off easy because they said they said it could have been 31, 46 years based on some of the stuff he did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they probably
they didn't give him enough, if you ask me.
No, they didn't give him enough. Yeah, he's been physically assaulted multiple times by locals and vigilante YouTubers. So in October 2024, he was placed under a departure ban, and they had trials all last year, and now he's sentenced to 6 months of prison labor and 20 days of detention.
He needs more than 6 months.
Bullshit.
To be fair, though, if he'll find out who he is in jail, 6 months might be plenty. Yeah. Because I think when he comes out of there, he's going to learn very much what FAFO means. Because, dude, and he deserves whatever he gets. I don't care. I'm a young person. You're old enough to know better.
This is just, it's bullshit. Because he's like, well, Bong Bong did this, and who gives a fuck, right? Like, you go to another country, and it's not just one country. You've disrespected people in multiple countries, intentionally disrespected people in multiple countries, to the point where there's a whole conversation now about how countries should treat Americans and whether or not they should even let them in, content creators.
They're blocking places that you can't go to if you're American now, and like Japan and stuff, because of the behavior of people like him and other people that go on their subways and start playing music and dancing and holding off of their, clinging off of their stuff and swinging all around and acting like complete morons. And the thing is, it's like, we don't think it's even okay here. People are taping the people when they behave that way. It's insulting, it's rude, and it makes everybody think everybody in America is, awful, even though we're not. Most of us think that he's full of shit too and deserves what he gets.
So here's a rundown of this comes from Deserto, a rundown of some other YouTubers in trouble with the law. So Vitaly spent close to 300 days detained in the Philippines after a series of incidents that include harassing locals, theft, making inappropriate advances toward a security guard, trying to take the guard's weapon, and then they deported him to Russia. Jack Doherty could face up to 7 years behind bars following a controversial stream that led to charges of resisting arrest and possession of a controlled substance while recording content. And then Stephen McCullough was found guilty of killing his pregnant girlfriend. So it can always be worse.
Well, that's not really...
That's not really related.
He was using a pre-recorded stream, yeah.
A pre-recorded stream as an alibi, yeah. So I'm like, holy.
Well, that's neither here nor there. I mean, as far as this is concerned,
it's basically just YouTubers doing awful things, awful illegal things, and getting busted for.
But this guy, you can see there's videos of him, and there was like zero remorse. He was being a dick. He was like when he was holding up thinking they couldn't find him. He was like making non apologies and making digs about other stuff and eating and being a complete asshole. When he's like, "You go come find me," he didn't think they could. And they did. Oh, you don't mess. Have you ever seen the people that are like the K-pop stands and stuff? They will find you. Trust me. If anybody ever needs a missing person found, go hire them because they will find you.
I know, right? Yeah, speaking of K-pop here before we wrap it up, he actually threatened to slap the shit out of BTS for no reason upon arriving in South Korea.
And this is dumb. Like, he deserves what he gets because, you don't understand. Like, they don't put up with this shit.
provocative streams. While in South Korea, he frequently used BTS and other K-pop symbols as rage bait, mocking the genre and its fans to trigger donations and engagement from viewers who wanted to see him face legal and physical retaliation. So good luck with that. Yeah, you don't want to go against the BTS stans. That's
just stands in general. Like, trust me, like they will find you. And they will find you, challenge accepted, and you deserve what you get. Good luck in prison. You're gonna need it, because I think when they figure out who you are, anybody who's proud of their homeland in any way, even if they're a criminal, is going to kick your ass.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.